Good morning everybody, good morning, it's JPR and welcome back to another video. And as you can see, today we are discussing Ash Ketchum, who quite honestly seems to become a more controversial protagonist with every passing year. So today we're taking an in-depth look at Ash Ketchum's history to figure out why he's a character that many seem to hate. Ash is a pretty basic protagonist. He's a 10-year-old kid from Palatown who never ages and wants to become a Pokemon master. And no, his age isn't the problem, because there are plenty of well-written anime characters who never age. But anyway, that's basically all you need to know about his character. There's nothing incredibly deep about his family history or origin story, he's just a kid who loves Pokemon like so many others do. Eventually he meets his friends Brock and Misty and discovers that not only can he catch Pokemon, but he can also take the Pokemon League challenge by defeating all the gym leaders. And that's basically what he's been doing ever since. And I think that the biggest issue for Ash is that many years ago his character ran out of any place to go. The first part of Ash's character arc ends with the Johto League, where he finally defeats his longtime rival Gary Oak. Although Ash does not win the Johto League, he makes peace with his rival, and the two return to being friends as they were when they were younger. Ash had spent the entire series trying to prove himself to Gary that he was a worthy rival, and this is the moment where he finally does it. The first stretch of his character arc is complete. After the Johto League, Ash's character continues progressing, albeit at an incredibly slower pace. By the time Ash reaches Hoenn, he is already a veteran trainer, and all he really does throughout the series is become slightly better at his job. Yes, he does become a mentor for May and subsequently Dawn, and that's all well and dandy, but there really isn't much depth to that character trait. The only thing I can really praise about Ash's character arc throughout Hoenn and Sinnoh is that at least his character remains consistent. A lot of his experiences from Battle Frontier carry over into Diamond and Pearl, and it genuinely feels like he's the same character. The grand finale of Ash's character arc, in my opinion, is then shown to us in the Sinnoh League, where Ash uses all of his past strategies to defeat his greatest rival, Paul, and proves himself as the only trainer in all of Sinnoh to defeat Tobias' Darkrai. And in his final moments of desperation against Tobias' Latios, he sets his strategy aside and gives his full trust and power to his partner Pikachu, flipping his hat for the first time in years, reminding us all that this is the same Ash Ketchum that we've always known. This is the moment where Ash's character arc finally comes full circle, and it's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, ever since then, Ash's character has been incredibly inconsistent, and I would venture to say that he hasn't grown in the slightest. Now, I know what everyone in the comments section is already typing, but JPR, Ash did grow. He went from being totally incompetent in Best Wishes to becoming an awesome trainer in XY. And my response to that would be, not really. Yes, Ash does get reset in a way once he travels to Unova, seemingly forgetting about a lot of his past encounters and strategies, making him appear more true to the Season 1 Ash that we once knew. And he does become a lot better at battling once he steps foot in Kalos, but in my opinion, that's not real character growth. Ash basically gets to the plane from Palatown to Kalos, injects some brain juices into his cranium while he sleeps, and magically wakes up as a more competent trainer. We didn't see any real progression of Ash's character when this happens. Like, yeah, he does lose his first gym battle against Viola and then is forced to come up with a strategy, but after that, he doesn't face another challenge or obstacle until he meets Alon over 100 episodes later. Like I said, he just magically gets good again, and that's not really a great way to write a character. We don't see Ash go through any major revelations between Best Wishes and XY, and as a result, his sudden competence at battling comes off as a bit cheap. Then we get Sun and Moon Ash, where once again it seems like his personality has completely changed again. I don't blame Sun and Moon for this change though, because XY Ash in the Alola setting was the ingredients for a really boring series. I'm actually really glad that we get to see Ash acting like his old rambunctious self. It may be an inconsistency in his character, but then again, XY Ash was also inaccurate because of how no-nonsense he was most of the time. But regardless, I don't think Best Wishes, XY, or Sun and Moon have done anything to extend his character arc. The Ash from each of those series just feels like their own individual character. There's not really any coherence between them, and that's a problem. I feel like the anime writers have kept Ash around for so long that they have no clue what else to do with his character, and the main reason for that is Ash's overall goal of becoming a Pokemon Master. Although Ash constantly says that this is his dream, the term Pokemon Master is never properly defined in the anime. They actually had a great opportunity to define what a Pokemon Master is in the movie I Choose You, where Verity asks Ash what his dream is. Ash replies that he wants to be a Pokemon Master, to which Verity asks, "Do you mean the greatest trainer?" And Ash responds with, "Oh no, much more than that." And we already knew this. Ash's original goal was never to win a league and become a champion. He didn't even consider that until episode 5 when he arrives in Pewter City. So just what is being a Pokemon Master? Does he want to meet all the Pokemon, be the most knowledgeable trainer? The issue is, nobody knows for sure, not even the writers. And this is another reason why Ash losing the Kalos League rubs me the wrong way, because even if the writers did let Ash win the Kalos League and become champion, if he stayed true to his character, then he would have just gone to the next region anyway and continued striving to be better. Heck, they could have even done that with the Sinnoh League. They didn't need to introduce Tobias at the last second. Even if Ash won, he still would have gone to explore Unova and all the future regions. I know many people say it's important for Ash to lose these leagues because he's supposed to be a role model for children, teaching them that it's okay to lose sometimes. And while I agree, I ask this, is that the only lesson Ash Ketchum can teach our youth? What about being gracious in victory, or that you should continue trying to better yourself even after you win? I think those are some valuable lessons that Ash Ketchum is capable of giving people. But alas, I can definitely understand why the writers are so cautious about letting Ash win a league, because if he does, then many people will assume that he can't lose afterward. Ash can never go to a new region and lose to Bugcatcher Benny after becoming champion, because the masses will revolt worse than they did when he lost to Trip's untrained Snivy. And thus, then you have a character who can never lose. And an unstoppable protagonist is honestly the most boring thing that any work of fiction can suffer from. People watch the show because they want Ash to win, even if they know deep down that he never will. It's basically an endless loop, and sadly, if you're the writers of the show, it's a lose-lose situation no matter what. If Ash wins, everyone expects him to keep winning, and if Ash loses, people complain that he never wins. And that's just another flaw in not defining what a Pokemon Master means. There's no concrete measuring stick for Ash's progress besides his league placements. Even if Ash's goal isn't to become a champion, we can't see anything else he's working towards, so we're left to believe that this is all he's ever meant to do. He no longer has a character arc. Even if Sun and Moon has attempted to mix things up with Ash, it's really not clear where he's heading, and I'm willing to bet that they'll just throw out all the progress from the series and start from scratch again when Generation 8 rolls around. Which is sad, honestly, because it feels like Ash has become too iconic to ever leave the series permanently. I'm not even sure how they could write him out with a satisfying conclusion at this point, since almost all coherence in his character has dropped from one series to the next. Even if he just wins a league and the series ends, I feel like that wouldn't even be a satisfying ending. And as we already established, that's not even his end goal. We have no clue what his end goal could possibly be. And that, my friends, is the problem with Ash Ketchum. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Links to my Twitter account and Discord server are down below, so be sure to check those out. I'll see you guys next time.